rigorously I did this PYQs. It's very important for prelims. So you have to go through PYQs of nearly last 20 years, which will give you a good insight about how questions will be asked, what is the logic of UPSC while framing some questions, or what are the focus areas of UPSC. So I prepared introductions, I prepared conclusions, I prepared diagrams which can be included in multiple answers, examples, case studies. And then I started to write it in, I started to use it in when I started to give mock tests for mains also. Is their top-page copy, because top-page copy gives an insight that UPSC does not give any answer key for mains. But top-page copies you will get to know, okay, this topper has got a rank 5 or 6 and he has written answers in some way, or he has used he or she is using some examples, how he or she is presenting the answer, how managing the flow, how well able to write an essay. So that is very essential, gives an better insights to this one. Basic books also, Lakshmikant for Polity, or rest I don't remember as such right now. So this is also very essential. And newspaper also, you should tell them that to read newspaper thoroughly. It takes some effort initially, 10 marks in optional can decide whether you are in IAS or IPS. So that's very crucial. So my strategy was that, so UPSC gives you an optional list of somewhere around 20-23 subjects. So first you eliminate n number of subjects. So I am from Kerala, so I speak Malayalam. Malayalam is my mother tongue, and I have done BTech in civil engineering. So which means that, does not essentially mean that, but in my case, I eliminated all other literature subjects like Marathi literature, Hindi literature, Tamil literature, because I'm not in a condition to learn it and write it. Initially, I joined or started preparing, aspiring that I will become an IPS officer with my first attempt itself. So that was something which you dream of.
Congratulations, Alex, first of all. And I would like to ask you some questions related to the UPSC preparation for every student. So what was your strategy related to prelims, mains and interview stage?
So coming to prelims, so I prepared exclusively nearly 3-4 months for prelims. So when I gave my first attempt, prelims was near, I think at that time it was on May end. So from February onwards, I was preparing for prelims. So the strategy was that I had covered some basic books geography, NCRTs for geography, society and all the subjects. Polity though I did Lakshmikant. And then for others, science and tech and everything, I started to refer to question papers. So I used to do test series of different institutes. 3-4 question papers of science and technology will give you good insights about how questions are framed. And after that, I started to give a full-length test, mock test and everything. Start to analyze how well I am performing in each test. Try to develop some logics, how to eliminate some options like that. Then rigorously I did these PYQs. It's very important for prelims. So you have to go through PYQs of nearly last 20 years, which will give you a good insight about how questions will be asked, what is the logic of UPSC while framing some questions, or what are the focus areas of UPSC. So that insight you will get when you solve these PYQs, and based on that, you will update your preparation. So it's like a cycle. You do something wrong, you then check it, what happened, then you correct it, again write the exam. That iteration will keep on going. And after some time, I also got to know that my accuracy levels also. I was not that accurate in terms of prelims. So what I used to do is that even if I attempt 70 questions, 35 would be wrong. Even if I attempt 95 questions, 35 or roughly 40 is wrong. So which means that I am a person, I should attempt nearly somewhere around 90 to 95, which gives me good outputs in prelims. So that was roughly my prelim strategy. Coming to mains, I had some of my personalized notes. Basically, I had covered the syllabus partly, nearly 60 to 70% of my optional as well as DS1 before prelims itself for mains. So after this prelims to mains gap, my major focus was to fill in the gaps which I had left before, and then also focus on the answer writing part. because like for each question, like 10 marker question, you will be given 7 minutes or 6 minutes. So within that 6 minutes, you have to think about the question, you have to write it, you have to present it, you have to include diagrams. So everything has to be pre-planned. Many things has to be pre-planned. So I prepared introductions, I prepared conclusions, I prepared diagrams which can be included in multiple answers, examples, case studies. And then I started to write it in, like I started to use it in when I start to give mock tests for mains also. So again, that becomes another cycle. But here it's like a more of very specific, like a prelims test roughly takes 2 hours, but a mains test take you 3 hours, and it's like very hectic and like exhausting. So here, like test, I used to break it down to 1 hour test. I used to do answer writing practice 1 hour every day, and then take 1 weekly test. So that's how I prepared for mains as well. Then for interview, I used to give a lot of mock interviews for the first time. I used to get feedbacks, how to present yourself, how to dress well, how to speak well. And then your knowledge base also you need to develop regarding your DAF, like what all activities you have done previously. You have to brush up. You have to brush up your degree subject knowledge. Like my graduation was in civil engineering. So I need to know like what all things should be there, because like I remember in my first interview, they asked me like name the like important factors, or like what are the key deciding factors in a civil engineering project. So such questions might come up. So for that, I need to brush up like what I have done previously. So that's how I prepared for interview as well.
Okay, so what do we do when we take admissions in our institute? So we give students an induction program in which we give the essentials of UPSC. One-on-one session is provided in which we provide NCERT classes, syllabus part, and then current affairs, how to read newspaper. So according to you, what are the essentials of UPSC that every student should build the foundation?
So essentials is that syllabus and PYQ. So like that's provided by UPSC now. Like rest of the things are assumed by ourselves. Like this is going to be important, the other one is going to be important. But what UPSC is providing, you should know the syllabus, you should know the PYQs. This gives a good insight because syllabus is very vast. But if you look into questions, it narrows down to some specific areas. So you should focus on that, so that you should not diversify yourself so much that you gather too many unnecessary knowledge. Okay, that's the one thing. And once these 2 layers are done, the next essential are just obvious, as you said, that NCERT is very essential because that is the basic foundation. You should know that. It is not necessary that they will ask a question directly from NCERT, but if you have knowledge of NCERT, you will be able to understand it and give some perspective to the answer. Along with this, I would suggest you should have a give focus to toppers copy. So many institutes used to publish their toppers copy because toppers copy gives an insight that UPSC does not give any answer key for mains. But toppers copies, you will get to know, okay, this topper has got a rank 5 or 6 and he has written answers in some way, or he has used he or she is using some examples, how he or she is presenting the answer, managing the flow, how well able to write an essay. So that is very essential, gives an like better insights to this one. And then there are some basic books also, like Lakshmikant for Polity, or rest I don't remember as such right now. So this is also very essential. And newspaper also, you should tell them that to read newspaper thoroughly. Take some effort initially, and don't go and go into the pictures largely. You need to read the content as such, right? And try to understand the perspectives, how different ideas are conveyed in this paragraph or in the articles. So that is also very helpful. I think this should form the core. And beyond that, every individual has to build their own individual perspectives, right? My own uniqueness should come on top of this one. Then it will be a good attempt.
So optional paper is also very important. So yes, how to choose optional paper, what strategy we should follow, and how did you choose your paper?
Optional is good in the sense, or very important in the sense that it can make you break or make or break kind of situation. 10 marks in optional can decide whether you are in IAS or IPS. So that's very crucial. So my strategy was that, so UPSC gives you an optional list of somewhere around 20-23 subjects.
Mm.
So first you eliminate n number of subjects. Like so, I am from Kerala, so I speak Malayalam. Malayalam is my mother tongue, and I have done BTech in civil engineering. So which means that does not essentially mean that, but in my case, I eliminated all other literature subjects like Marathi literature, Hindi literature, Tamil literature, because I'm not in a condition to learn it and write it. Okay, na? You are going for a competitive exam. So all those subjects were eliminated. Engineering also, it was not something which I'm very fond of, or science as such. So I eliminated all science subjects, agriculture, botany, zoology, and like chemistry, physics, maths, everything I eliminated. Now I am left with a few options which I have. This was the first stage. Now in the second stage, you are left with 5 or 6 subjects. So for example, you are left with geography, PSIR, Malayalam literature, and maybe sociology. Now you get syllabus of these subjects. You take PYQs, previous year question papers. You go into topper strategy videos, which are available in YouTube. You analyze, collect these 3 and try to analyze each optional and try to see which optional you find more interesting. You'll be able to do good in this optional. And then again, you will you might filter out 2 options. Like I eliminated Malayalam optional and then one more optional that time I forgot as such. And then I am left with geography and PSIR like that. Then I was like, I need someone to help me to support in this process. Like support system, which means that there should be classes, test series should be there, regular evaluation, feedback. No, that like because these are like specific subjects, and the UPSC demand is something different from the demand of a college level exam. So you need someone with exposure to UPSC as well as exposure to geography who can guide you. So then I found like, okay, geography is good enough. You will get materials. I found like my background in civil engineering had some overlap with geography, and then geography has overlap with the GS1, GS3. So all these things together made a sense. So that was my strategy. Like first I eliminated certain subjects, then I went into PYQ, syllabus and topper strategy, narrowed it down to 1 or 2 subjects. Then I looked into perks of taking this optional or support systems. That's how I chose my option, and I find this is like reasonably good enough strategy to choose. Like so, this ensures that you have support systems to the optional, you have the knowledge or you have the aptitude to study the optional, and it gives you an holistic coverage to the things.
Thank you. And as prelims is approaching, what would be the last month tips and tricks for the students that will help them in the examination?
Okay, last month the tips and tricks, like what I used to do is that you revise what all tests you have done previously, answers, like things which are like you feel like very important. So just revise all those things, current affairs, revise all your basic, like there are 4, like I believe there are 4 basic subjects which will help you to clear prelims, like polity, economy, modern India, environment. These 4 are very crucial. Nearly 60 questions will be from these 4 subjects. So revise these 4 subjects thoroughly, then revise your science and technology, geography, ancient and medieval, and some part of other subjects, like whichever miscellaneous is left. Whatever current affairs you have learned now, revise it again and again. Don't go for any new current affairs. Even if something comes up, like just ignore it. It's not going to, unless or until you are like so much you want to do it, study a few. Otherwise, don't go for too much of current affairs at this point of time. And then keep on doing PYQs, like full length, like download question papers 2018, 19, 20, 21, and keep on doing it. Like try some questions you might be knowing already, because now people, like in course of time preparation you might have gone through that questions, but again go through it and try to give that UPSC feel, especially in the last 1 week. So that's how you should plan your 1 month, and make sure that you revise these 4 subjects at least twice and other subjects at least once in this point of time, and brush up that current affairs whatever is left, and brush your whatever tests you have taken. Then go into PYQs of UPSC and be confident. Like be very confident that you have studied so much and everyone is in this phase. Don't get stressed about the exam, because whatever stress you are feeling, everyone else is feeling the same stress. So you be in that mode. It's not unique to you. Everyone is struggling. Everyone is finding it difficult. So, and people are going to clear. And believe that you are one person who is going to be, you going to clear this exam, and you will clear it. That attitude you should develop in yourself.
One more question related to the exam day. What things we should keep in mind when we are going for the examination?
In terms of prelims.
Yeah, prelims day.
So prelims, you make sure that on the day before prelims you get a sound sleep. Very essential. So I used to eat, because on that 1 or 2 days you are not going to study anything like which is going to come out for exam. So you have a good dinner, like very heavy dinner. You sleep very peacefully. You get, if you are like not familiar with the place, please ensure that you know the place well, so that the panic does not happen in the morning. So if you are not familiar with the area, then just go into the, like, know the place beforehand itself. If you are knowing the area, then it's okay. And while in the exam, like when you're doing the exam, just forget about everything. Your future or your like mains, it's not going to matter. Just focus on that particular question. Think logically how you are able to eliminate 1 or 2 options. Just go step by step. Don't think that I'm going to, like, with the first 10 questions I'm going to get it done, or like, don't think that. There are 100 questions. Like, there is one attitude, like, like even when Sachin Tendulkar plays, he does not try to hit 6 on every ball. Okay, he leaves some balls. He, like, some good balls he just leave. Then he waits for some ball where he can hit 4 or 6. So same thing happens with UPSC. There will be like ultra tough questions which no one knows the answer. You just leave it. Don't waste your time on it. So just keep the peace of mind. And even if you get A, B, C, D, so there are like 3 or 4 types of series. Sometimes some series will start with tough questions at the beginning. So don't get panic. Think that like easier questions are going to come. And if at all the question, like whole paper is going to be tough, the cutoff is going to be low. So just keep to the basics what all you have learned, apply it properly. Consider each question separately. If forget the question which you have done previously. If you have done something, done, over. Take the next question afresh. Try to apply your logics, ideas, eliminate the options. Try to find conclusion and go by this round by round strategy. Within the first 1 hour, you should complete the whole paper once, 100 questions. Then again you go again for second round. That round by round strategy you follow for prelims. Like, it's very essential. And CSAT also, you prepare for CSAT in advance. And CSAT, you just ensure that if you're confident enough, try to attempt somewhere around 40-45, including maths and English. You'll be in a good zone. Don't try to take too much gamble beyond that, because it might end up in wrong answers. You need only 28 or 27 correct answers to be, like, just clear it. It's not going to be counted in your merit. So think from that perspective for CSAT, and it's going to be well and good. And be confident. Like whatever thing which gives you confidence, you can go for that. Some people find confidence in going to temple and praying before exam. If you like that, you do that. If you like to talk to someone before, like, which gives you confidence, you do that. So whatever you feel good, which gives you confidence, you go for that also.
So one more question. What kept you motivated throughout this UPSC preparation?
So it was like initially I joined or like started preparing, aspiring that I will become an IPS officer with my first attempt itself. So that was like something which you dream of. But it didn't happen, unfortunately. But then again, after each attempt, I felt like I am improving. Like in first attempt itself, I went till interview. That was like, I felt it is like a bonus for me. I know that whatever I'm doing is on the right track. I'm going to do it. Then after that, now what kept motivated me is like, I had an affinity, or like I have a cravings towards like being part of a police, live that disciplined life, or like to showcase yourself as an police service officer. So that's what which kept me motivated. So that now I wanted to have such kind of an exposure and such kind of a service which I can do to the society, which will help me as a person to grow, or as a help the society to live peacefully. So that thought always used to be there in my mind. So even when I was switching from one service to another service, I used to think that I should join police service, which will give me a better exposure, better opportunity to serve the society. And then I followed it, pursued it. I'm not saying that it's like because of my effort I got it. Like, I took some effort, but at the end of the day, it's not ultimately completely with myself, right? Like, because I myself has gone through this journey multiple times, so a lot of factors played in between, and luckily I got through this one.
Thank you so much for the wonderful insights that you provided. It will definitely help our students and all the students who are watching this video. Thank you, Alex, once again. And it was wonderful having you here.
Thank you.